Hey guys, Manny here. Today I have a pretty upsetting topic. Now, I was watching a video by a really great YouTuber that I love to watch, Quiet Rage, because I'm a Warrior Cat fan. Yeah, don't judge. But yeah, I was watching her video on why aren't there any gay relationships in Warriors, and I, I got to the part where she talked about an insult. Talked about a time where someone was arguing about her cousins were arguing about gay are insulting gay relationships and stuff. When I realized that almost everyone in the world, kids in high school, I feel I am one of the very small portion of the world that actually likes and appreciates people for being different. Like if I met someone who is gay in my school, in my say high school, which I'm only in middle school right now, but if I met someone who's gay in high school, I wouldn't I wouldn't insult that person at all. I would comfort them and be their only friend. I would be someone to lift their spirits in a hard day when they're insulted but for being gay. I would even help people. I would help anyone that I see who's gay or lesbian or anything like that. I would be nice to them and say, it's alright, be yourself. Don't let others push you down just for being gay or lesbian or transgender. I I don't care about everyone else. I honestly don't care about what other people think about gay people and lesbians because they're just people. They're just like us. They're just like any normal person. Now, why do I bring this up? I see a lot of horrible stories online about people being gay, about gay people and lesbians being treated and not having a certain school to go to, having little to no money, and it's so heartbreaking to see people just like us be treated like absolute garbage. Yeah, and YouTubers like Joy Graceffa, who is actually gay, and I didn't realize it, that made me so naive. I was so dumb and naive that I didn't even realize he was gay. And I almost made fun of him for that. Like, why do you act? I almost commented on one of his videos saying, "Why do you act like a girl?" When I didn't realize that I meant that as a joke, but I didn't realize that it was actually I almost insulted him just for being gay. I didn't comment that on any of his videos, nor have I ever wanted to. But this is why I'm recording this video on my phone. Is because people who aren't who you wouldn't who what you would that aren't what you would call normal, which I'll touch on later, are in turn insulted and ridiculed to the point where they could be depressed and in turn commit suicide like I feel like doing. I told my parents this, but they always forget. So Mariko, I know you're out there. Do not tell mom this. She already knows. And I literally have I have so many FaceTimes with psychiatrists, heck, even Miss Louise, that it's literally crazy. Yeah, you know, Mariko, just don't tell mom, please. She already knows. So, getting back on topic, and like I was saying earlier, I feel like killing myself because of how many insults people how many insults people are giving to people that don't belong or, like I said earlier, aren't normal. If you don't know, being normal isn't a thing. I had to realize that the hard way. Every day after school, and Every day after school, I would come home saying, I wish I was normal, which really, that's just a box that people, that's just, I'll try and say it this way. I'll use an example. If I tell you this without giving an example, it won't make any sense. So, I'll try my best. It's kind of like, being normal is kind of like a dollhouse. The dolls that go in one room, like, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, this is the best way I can explain it. It's kind of like a box. The people and the stuff that you put in the box, like the emotions and personalities you put in the box, are what you would call normal and put a label on there for being normal. And everything that is not in that box would be considered not normal. That is not a thing. Being normal is just, it doesn't exist, okay? Being popular, sure, it kind of does. But it really doesn't fucking matter. I have to realize that the hard way. And I never understood it because I was a slow learner. And I didn't realize that normal doesn't hecking exist. So if you say, oh, I want to be normal like me every day after I go home from school, just know that it isn't a thing. It isn't a god darn thing. And if you don't understand that, holy doggo on a tricycle, you'll go down a tough path and have to realize it the hard way like I did. So, getting back on topic, so gays and lesbians, getting back on topic there. So, I like to roleplay being gay and lesbian because I don't think of them as being aliens or monsters, heck, even beasts. I think of them as a normal human being, the same thing that we all are. It's like those days it's like those slavery days, which I don't want to bring up, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like people are at a constant war with lesbians and gays, and I hate that. I would be team peace if there was actually a war between lesbians and gays, lesbians, transgenders, etc., and people who aren't those. It's just an easy way to become gay or lesbian. They're still people, for God's sake. I can only imagine what they're going through, because if I was lesbian, would you guys hate me? Would you guys unsubscribe to me and report me? That is just so cruel. If you would do that, if I was lesbian, which I'm not, I'm only 13, so I'm underage, and I don't understand what the love is. So yeah. So if I grow up and be lesbian, or if I grew up and be lesbian, would you guys just insult me for being lesbian if I grow up and be that? No. You would be heartless. It's like burning someone's house down. It's like starting a witch hunt. Since I roleplay being half human, half dragon, including my TikTok fan art. Yeah. So, getting back on topic, I honestly hate people who hate on other people just for being different. Being different is not a bad thing. I experienced that, and I feel like I feel like a beast. I feel like, in the best way I can explain it, I feel like a Barbie doll. When other people insult me, I feel like a Barbie doll. Like in school, I feel like a Barbie doll. Putting on the clothes that they force me to put on just so I can change myself and accept that those clothes are what I am and who I am, even though I don't want to wear those. I don't want to wear the clothes that they force on me. So every time I go in school, I change myself, like changing a dress or a clothes on a Barbie doll. And I don't want to change. I don't want to change myself, but everyone that I know and everyone is forcing me to change myself even though I don't want to. Though it's just my imagination. I believed for a heck of a long time that they wanted me to change so I could be popular and finally have friends. But I know that those popular kids forced their way, bullied everyone around them just so they could get to the position they're on. And I'm glad I didn't do that. If there was like a popularity food chain, I'd be in like the negatives, not even on the food chain. Not even on the popularity chain because I barely have any friends. I hate myself and yeah. I even made friends with someone who was a bully to me even when I was his friend, and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until it was too late. So I couldn't look at him, but if I looked at him, I would feel so disgusted for falling for his trickery, for making him force me to be what he wanted me to be, even though that isn't who I want to be. So that's why I'm making this video. Just accept people. Is it too hard to accept people for what they are, even though they're still human? It's like the song, "But I'm only human." I love that song now. Because even though I'm using that song as an example, it's a great definition for what people are doing to people who are gay and lesbian. I'm speaking out for all those people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, etc. I don't care. I don't care what other people think of people who are like that. Hell, I don't even give a crap for people. I love people who are furries even because I want to be that. Don't judge me. I don't know how to be a furry. I don't know how to be stuff like that. I see furries on TikTok all the time and I think they're doing what they love. They're doing what they love to do. And I see so many heartbreaking memes and so many heartbreaking insults, so many heartbreaking stories about people getting treated horribly because they're different. It's like being an orphan and burning down the orphanage because they didn't have a parent and you did. It's so heartbreaking. It's like that's the best example. But in that example, the orphans are people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, etc. And the people burning down the orphanage are people who are not that, who are people who are just normal boys and girls and don't. It's hard not to use the word normal, trust me. I've been trying to avoid that word all video besides when I needed to talk about it. And until now, I couldn't avoid talking about it, so I'm sorry. So, this video is a story from the heart, is a video I pulled out from the deepest, sweetest parts of my heart, and I wanted to share it for all of you because go ahead, insult me all you want, but it won't change the fact that I believe and I love people who love to be themselves, who love to be gay, lesbian, etc. I appreciate it, and I won't stand for this kind of violence to people's emotions. This is why I say you're abusing my emotions, because you are if you insult people who are gay, lesbian, etc. So don't do it. Those watching, please. Trust me when I say that I honestly hate if you have insulted someone who is everything that I said, then don't, just stop. I used to be a bully. I used to be someone who even insulted someone who had a relative that was gay, and I made fun of them for that. Because I was so blind to the fact that they're still a human. They're still people. And I learned the hard way that my actions have consequences. And those consequences are still being carried out throughout my life. I made mistakes a lot. I made a lot of them. Too many. But those mistakes are like scars. Scars that fade eventually. And those mistakes will be forgotten. They will be forgiven. Like the scars of someone who is injured. They'll fade. Don't worry. Just like all these insults inside of you will fade. I'm Brenna. And I appreciate people who be themselves. Don't let anyone knock you down.